سلام آقا مسعود. ایشون به من زنگ زدن، یعنی برعکس شد، یعنی اومدن و رفتن. حالا دوستان تا اضافه بشن فکر میکنم ایشون هم الان بیان به پیوندن. اجازه بدین من ببینم. یک لحظه اگر اجازه بدید. ایشون اومدن، آقای ویتومیر اومدن. من دعوتشون میکنم که حاضر که ایشون بیان بالا. Hey, hello Vitomir.
Oh.
Sorry, I mean, we had to do it here. That's why I just asked you to come back over here, because the people, they were waiting for my live show here. So,
okay.
Please, excuse me for the
no worries.
Okay. You just asked me earlier that if it's all about the diet, it's about diet. It's not all about diet. It's some general question that people may be interested in. So I just did 6 questions. So you can answer them. I think it's enough. 1 hour time maximum is enough to answer all 6 questions. And then people can hear from you as a professional in this sport, in freediving. What's your opinion? And it's going to do a great help to the people in the region, I think. So I may interrupt you in some points, so I can do a quick translation, and then I come back to you to proceed with the live. So just please excuse me, so I do a quick translation. دوستان من بهشون گفتم طبق همون روالی که بوده ما 6 تا سوال از ایشون میپرسیم که ایشون میتونن سوالها رو جواب بدن و اینکه ممکنه جاهای قطع کنم که بخوام ترجمه رو انجام بدم. و اینکه توضیح دادم ایشون می‌خواستن بدونن فقط در مورد دایت هست، گفتم نه، سوال به صورت عمومی هستن. Okay, just to as a first question, Vitomir, which one is more important for freediving? First one, good diet with less workout, but the second one is more workout but with ordinary diet. I mean regular ordinary diet. We want to know how much our diet can help us become better freediver. I just do a quick translation and then we come back to you for the answer. دوستان سوال اول این هستش که کدام یک در قواسیازات مهمتره؟ یک رژیم غذایی خوب با تمرین کمتر، 2 رژیم غذایی اما با یک تمرین زیاد اما با رژیم غذایی معمولی. میخوام بدونیم که نقش رژیم غذایی در داستان بهتر شدن قواسیازات چیه؟ Okay, so if you please explain to us.
The second option.
The second option. So can you please explain more? I mean, where do we exactly stand when, for example, you know, some of the people, they think that a good diet, including supplements and things, can improve a lot. So can you please explain more how it is in freediving?
Well, okay, so in freediving and in most other sports as well, if you eat normally and your food is versatile, you don't have a health issue, so you're in general health, then working out is what matters. And when you get to a level that you are very, very skilled, so a master diver, a competitive diver, I would even say that maybe only high-end professionals, like top 5% of freedivers in the world, maybe, they could probably experience benefits from dieting. That's my opinion, unless you have a very unhealthy diet and you are training for some specific disciplines, like, for example, static. Here, not eating can make a difference. So eating very low, eating very light can make a difference in your metabolism and you can increase your results. But still, here we are talking about divers which are already very good with their technique and mental and everything. So the diet can be that extra edge. But dieting on its own, it's not going to make you a better freediving. A freediver workout and freediving will make you a better freediver.
So in general, for the recreational freedivers, diet is the last thing that we should think of. I mean, if we have a normal diet, as you say, not we are eating bad food like fast food or junk food, or the other
Yeah,
way, we are
I
not
mean,
eating that much.
even if you are eating junk food and working out a lot, you are still healthy. As long as you are healthy, that's fine. I don't see, I mean, specific food will help your blood work and your freediving potential in general, especially day before and on competition. But in general, if you are healthy, working on your technique and working on your physical skills and working on your mental and relaxation will get you a lot further than thinking about food. Food is probably the last thing you think about.
Okay, just do a quick translation for the audience and then come back to you. دوستان، اون کسانی که فکر میکنن که حالا اون بحث رژیم غذایی خیلی اهمیت داره برای داستان غواصی آزادیشون، میفهمن که به این شکل نیست. یعنی اون 5% شاید اون تاپ اتلیت های یا ورزشکارایی که تو بحث فریدایوینگ هستن باید بیشتر نگران اون قضیه باشن که میخوان خیلی در اصل اون حدود و اون خیلی مدارج بالاتر برسن و کارهای حالا به قول معروف غیر عمومی تر بکنن نسبت به کاری که ما انجام میدیم و اونها باید بیشتر نگران دایتشون باشن و اینکه حتی ایشون میفهمن اگه جانک فود یعنی غذای مثلا مثل فست فود چیزا هم بخوریم و ظاهرا تمرینمون زیاد باشه مشکلی قاعدتا نداریم برای داستان غواصی آزاد. So the mentality of the people, so I mean because I had discussion with many people, you know, for example, they say to become a good freediver you have to be a vegetarian or vegan or some yes, you know, this is the general thought, you know, because sometime, you know, people make it more spatial, you know, in other people's eyes and minds. You know, they just do all yoga all the time and they eat just like veggies and stuff. So most of the people that think this is something extraordinary, you know, to do. And to do something extraordinary, you need to have a specific diet, like to be vegetarian or so. So this is not true.
No.
Okay, this is not true. Okay. دوستان، پس نیاز به غذای خاصی یا مثلا وگن بودن یا غذای چیز خوردن نیست. این کاملا چیز طبیعی، با یه رژیم غذایی خیلی طبیعی میتونه انجام بده. Okay, the second question is what supplements we can take prior I mean we can take during, after and prior trainings, apnea trainings, even wet or dry apnea. I mean, in the pool or in water or dry apnea. What supplements we can take if we want to do? I mean, to be more specific, when we are doing apnea trainings. I mean, before apnea trainings, what supplements you recommend during the practices? What you recommend, and after?
Hello to Michael Layton, who just joined us. So during a freediving session, I wouldn't take any supplements. And before a freediving session, I wouldn't take any supplements. And the same thing is for competition, with the exemption of if you are having a low blood pressure, then taking some salt could help. But we're talking about minimal amounts, and also for high-end freedivers that know how to handle and how to feel the lower blood pressure, and then just to increase it by a notch to avoid blackout. And maybe taking some very, very slow working sugars, just to keep the sugar level in the blood at a moderate elevation, because you don't want it too low, you don't want it too high, you don't want it to spike and then fall. So those are really exemptions, and those are really minimal quantities. What you want to have is to have some supplementation. If you use supplementation after your freediving and during your other dry sessions. So that's where you build up your system, and then within the freedive or within the freediving practice, you just rely on what you build out before.
Mm. So for the apnea training specifically, you recommend that we don't need any specific supplement to take other than as you said, a little bit amount of salt for before the competitions, as you said.
Yeah, but this is only for, again, this is for the top 1% of the freedivers who know how to use it, and in cases when they need it, not as a rule, more as an exemption. And with supplements in general, if you don't need them, like the 96% of freedivers will not actually need it if they have a healthy diet. But if you are at the very high end and your workload is such that you cannot compensate it with food, then yes, like in every other sport, you can use supplements. So there is no, freediving is not special in that way. It's a sport like any other. And if your body profits from supplements, then you use supplements. That's it.
You know, because of the nature of this sport, which is anaerobic. I mean, you don't breathe while you do stuff. I mean, you when you're doing free dive normally, like when you dive deep, or you know, people. As I'm telling you, you know, most of the people which I had discussion with, you know, they have this thought that they may need something specific to help them to go through that path. That's why, I mean, these questions are more oriented on that subject. So as you said, like other sports, this is something normal, and we don't need something specifically when you are doing trainings, apnea trainings, and that it's absolutely normal, like all other sports.
Yes.
اوکی. دوستان ایشون میفرمایند که ببینید من گفتم چه مکمل هایی رو میتونیم قبل بعد یا در حال انجام تمرینات مربوط به غواصی آزاد مصرف کنیم. ایشون میفرمایند هیچ مکملی ایشون نه قبل نه بعد نه در طول انجام تمارین مصرف نمیکنن و اینکه ایشون میفرمایند که نیاز نیست چیزی. من نمیدونم صدای منو دارید یا نه، چون تصویر ایشون اوکی. We lost you just for a few seconds. اوکی. میگن چیزی مشخصا نیاز نیست، فقط در موارد خاصی برای ورزشکاران حرفه‌ای که توی لول خیلی بالا هستن، مثلا میگن یک مقدار نمک قبل از اینکه قرص بزنید، یک مقدار شکر، برای اینکه بتونن اون انرژیشون رو بوست کافی رو یا انرژی کافی رو برای داد زدن داشته باشن نیازه. به طور کلی چیز به خصوصی به عنوان مکمل‌های غذایی نیاز نیست که در حین و قبل و بعد از غواصی آزاد مصرف کنن. همون رژیم غذایی عادی که ایشون میفهمن کافی هستش. Okay, for the third question, do you recommend use of any steroids and drugs like in professional bodybuilders for top-level freedivers to improve their physical performance, and why?
Well, it's like that's not legal. So how would you use it if it's
yes. As a legal thing, you're right. But there are people that they are thinking about this. You know, they don't want to compete. They just want to boost their abilities. So they're thinking
okay.
of getting steroids or...
Okay, so in that case, but this is, I have to say that this is something that's highly unethical, and it is definitely something that's to be avoided. But I know that at every sport, there are people that will still get into it just to take shortcuts. But consider it this way. It's possible to boost performance, but in the long term, like looking at it from a perspective, if you're planning a long career, you will definitely decrease your maximum potential. So, and you will risk your health doing that. And if you get to a competition someday, if you change your mind, again, you risk failing at doping control and getting a ban. So it's a very dangerous game. For freediving, yes, there are drugs that can help you excel at your performance. And about steroid use, for freediving itself, steroids are actually bad for freediving. But being generally fit is good for freediving. So if you're using steroids to get fit and to get high lactate tolerance, high glycogen levels, high phosphate levels in the cells, high mitochondrial values, and all that comes from steroids, then when you go into freediving as a better like athlete in general, then you will be a better freediver, yes.
So using of steroids to build up more power in the muscles and to stay fit, you say it can help this. But in
Yes.
general, as you said, yeah, it has to be avoided because of risk.
Well,
So
if that was good, it would not be illegal. So it's
yes.
illegal. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I was in Iran a couple of years ago, and I don't remember what were the rules. I know there are some countries where you can get steroids over the counter,
Mhm.
but I don't see why. It's highly, highly unrecommended, and it's very, very risky. You can damage yourself as much as you can benefit. So someone doing that while being a recreational athlete is very stupid. So if you are a top level Olympic athlete earning your living, you're earning tens of thousands of dollars, and you have a team of professionals that will take care of how you use steroids, when
Yeah.
and what for, unless that's the case, I really don't see why anyone would use steroids. I think people using them have a mental disorder, a mental issue, and they should consult some psychologist or psychotherapist to deal with that and then get back to sports. The
Yeah.
sport is not for that.
Yes, of course. I have the same opinion as you. Yes, maybe. I mean, people that they think this way, they maybe they're out of their mind and they need to have it discussed with their mental doctor too. But there are things that sometimes people discuss about, and they think that maybe they, I mean, by using some sort of drug or maybe a steroid, they can improve, and then. They just want to achieve to that point. They don't think about any other thing. And as you said, sometimes you can get it over the counter. So
Some
this is
countries,
a
yes.
yes.
I'm not sure what's Iran, but I know Tajikistan, I think you can just buy them in a pharmacy. You can go and buy testosterone in a pharmacy. That's
It's
quite close.
yes. Some of them you can also get over the counter in Iran, as you said. Yes, like
Yeah, I think
sumatriptan, like
Armenia, I think also you can get testosterone over the counter.
mhm.
So I know in that region, sometimes you can just buy them in a pharmacy, like that's fine.
That's great. Okay. Just do an explanation to the audience come back to. دوستان هیچ استروئیدی هیچ دارویی پیشنهاد نمیکنن. البته میگن داروهایی هست که میتونه کمک بکنه به ارتقاء این قضیه، ولی خب میگن هم از لحاظ اخلاقی هم از لحاظ حرفه این کار قدغن هست و ممنوعه و مسلما خب در مسابقات شما نمیتونید با این وضعیت شرکت بکنید. گفتم برای دوستانی که فقط صرفا میخوان از داروها یا استفاده بکنن به چه شکلی هستش. گفت مضرات داروها و استروئیدها خیلی بیشتر از مزایاشون هستش. یعنی زمانی که شما شروع میکنید به استفاده اینها میتونید آسیب جدی به خودتون بزنید و اینکه الان گفتن ظاهرا توی ایران هم روی یعنی توی داروخونه ها قابل دسترسی که بله ایشون درست میگن چون اومده بودن ظاهرا. I just told them that you've been in Iran, as you said, and you saw that you can get some of the steroids over the counter. So this is true. I see that too. You can get a few types like somatropin, as I said, and testosterone, and some few more stuff. I think which I don't agree to be good like you. Okay.
I mean, the thing is, like short term with steroids, you will probably decrease your freediving potential because it's going to speed up the metabolism and it's going to make your body spend more and work more. So it's going to burn your oxygen. So short-term steroids are very bad for freediving. But like I said, if you want to like train very hard this year on steroids to be better next year, that could work maybe. Maybe. You never know. Maybe you'll get a heart attack because you're using steroids. So yeah, you never know.
Cancer.
Like whatever. No one knows. There hasn't been done any research on that,
Of
and
course.
it's a very risky game. It's the same thing with beta blockers. So beta blockers will slow down your heart rate, and you will not spend that much oxygen. So they should be perfect for freediving. But also, if you have a heart condition, you can get arrhythmias. Also, your heart can get too slow, you can black out. It also affects blood pressure, so you can be very dizzy, and again, you can black out. There are so many things, it's drugs, it's not for sport. So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. If you want to risk your health, it's fine.
اوکی. ایشون میفهمن که بحث استروید ها ممکنه به صورت بلند مدت به خاطر اینکه وزن رو میاره پایین و متابولیسم رو مقدار سریع میکنه، برای که فیت باشین کمک بکنه. ولی خب باز پیشنهاد نمیکنم، میگم میتونین هر کی ریسک رو میخواد بکنه انجام بده، ولی پیشنهاد نمیکنن چون برای واقعا ورزش نیستن. برخلاف تصوری که تو ایران هست، فکر میکنن که استروئیدها برای ورزش درست شدن و هر کی میره باشگاه با تمرین بدنسازی بکنه سریع میره سراغ دارو و استروئیدها همچین چیزی نیست. میگن به صورت کوتاه مدت هم استروئیدها به خاطر که متابولیسم رو میبرن بالا، عادتاً ضربان قلب و اینا رو میبرن بالا و چیز. یه چیز دیگه هم راجع به بتا بلاکرها گفتن. بتا بلاکرها که ضربان قلب رو میارن پایین، آریتمی درست میکنن، اونها هم میتونن مشکل درست بکنن، برای اینکه خب ضربان قلب میکنن اکسیژن کمتری مصرف میشه، اما ممکنه واسه بلک پات بشه. ممکنه زمانی که شما احتیاج به اون بوست یعنی کافی برای که انرژی کافی داشته باشید میتونه حرکت کنید، نتونه قلبتون این کارو انجام بده و هزار دلیل دیگه که میگن تحقیقاتی روش نشده ولی میتونه خطرناک باشه. Okay, that was good. The fourth question is, what's your daily routine of diet? How many times and how much and what kind of things you eat? I just do a translation and come back to you. رژیم غذایی شما به چه شکلیه؟ چه مقدار و چه غذایی و چقدر میخورید؟ یعنی کی ها میخورید؟ Back to you.
I'm really not a good example. I eat very irregular, so sometimes I will eat only one meal a day, maybe at night when I come home, and sometimes I will eat 4 or 5 meals a day. So it's very, very dependent for me. Ideally, if I can really choose if it's a perfect day, which is never the case, I will not eat anything and I will go straight from bed to my training session. Don't eat anything, do the training session, have my protein shake and all the supplements I use immediately after the session. Then I will go to some lunch, have some fruit, and then go to some lunch. Then I guess maybe in the evening I will eat 1 or 2 more times, something a bit lighter than lunch probably. So in perfect conditions, probably something like that.
Okay.
And I will probably have another training session in the afternoon, 1 or 2.
So regarding not regular way of having the diet, I mean, for example, to eat something at a specific time or at a specific amount for that meal, doesn't it feel something exhausted when you are doing exercises and doing your practices?
It does, but sometimes I don't have time, and for me it's more important to do the practice than to eat. So if I need to choose eating over working out, I will work out.
So I guess sometimes you are taking it as a hobby. I mean, you try yourself to be how much exhausted you get when you don't eat anything, and then in another day you just eat too much, and then you have the energy to do practice all day long.
Yeah, I'm not a very hungry person, so I'm never like I'm super hungry, I want to eat everything. I'm never really like that. So if our bodies, like everyone, can be completely normal for 1 day without food, and it's just a matter of habit. And for me, I don't have a habit of eating every time at the same time, which is good actually for your metabolism and for your body. It's good to have those patterns, those habits. I don't have them, but so for me, it's when I'm hungry and I feel hungry, I need to eat, or when I have time, I will eat, or when I have something to eat, I will eat. But if I don't, I'm not going to waste time for getting food just because it's lunchtime. I'll probably wait until I find some food on the way, or it's convenient to buy something or order something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I work. It's quite specific and unregular, but I am also, I guess, I have very high quality supplements. So even if I don't eat, if I take some supplements, I'm probably on the limit of what I need anyway. And I work out uh, a large enough volume, so it doesn't really matter what I eat. I will spend everything anyway, and it works. When I train, I usually really focus on movement and technique, and this is for me the most important. And sometimes it's better for your body in the long term to be more hungry than to have excessive amounts of nutrients, because they can then induce hypertrophy, which is the last thing that you want to develop in your training. If everything else is perfect, then you can get like extra extra muscle fiber diameter. But if you are getting that before everything else is perfect, then you're not doing good for yourself and for your performance in the long term.
Mm-hmm. Just do a quick translation. That was really nice to know that because I myself didn't know that. I mean, so just I do an explanation. I come back to you. دوستان خودشون میگن که خیلی مثلا چسبیدی به برنامه غذایی خاصی نیستن. بعضی روزها هیچی نمیخورن، یعنی البته هیچی نمیخورن که یعنی رژیم غذایی مشخصی ندارن. دوستان مثلا فکر کنم خیلی این الان آقایانی که مثلا بیتمور خیلی مثلا ورزیدن و کار میکنن خیلی در حال خوردنه، ولی اینطوری نیست. یعنی میگن که حالا ساپلیمنت های یعنی مکمل های غذایی خیلی با کیفیت مصرف میکنن در طول روز که خیلی کمک میکنه، اما خیلی مشخصا یک سیستم غذایی خاصی رو دنبال نمیکنن و پیشنهاد میکنن که خیلی خودتونم چیز نکنین. یه نکته خیلی جالبی بود که حتما سری مثلا مدت زمان خاصی آدم بخواد غذا بخوره، چون زمانی که نمیخوری کم میره و اینی که این چیز جالبی نیست. یعنی میگن خیلی راحت میتونه آدم یک روزو حتی بدون خوردن این چیزی تحمل بکنه. Okay, the fifth question is there different diet and supplement specifically for each free dive discipline, or is it all one recipe for them all? I mean, I think we have that answer by now. As you said, it's like other sports, so it's nothing so much important as you
There is
said.
the exemption of static. So
Okay,
if you want,
if you please, I just read the question in Farsi and then come back to you for the
okay.
explanation. سوال پنجم اینه که رژیم غذایی یا مکمل‌های خاصی برای هر رشته ورزشی غواصی آزاد وجود داره یا تفاوتی نمی‌کنه؟ مثل رشته استاتیک، رشته دینامیک، رشته کانسنتریت، یا حالا رشته‌هایی که نیاز به اکولایزر مثل وریبل بتونن. And come back to you. Yes.
So that's pretty much the same for all disciplines except for static. So for static, you really want your metabolism to be very, very low, and you don't care about your energy potential, like your muscle potential in static, because the more muscle mass you have, the more your basic metabolism is going to be. And you only need just a slight little bit of energy while you're doing static. You need a lot of oxygen, you need very low consumption of energy, and you need like good mental relaxation. So for static, actually, it's better not to eat anything. If you want to taper static, you probably will not eat anything for 1 week before your maximum attempt. But if you are competing in other disciplines, then you probably will eat normally, and on the last day before the competition, you will probably go through your carbo loading phase. And then on the day of the competition, I would recommend not to eat anything, because there is a risk there that you will be hungry, that you will be nervous, that your blood sugar will fall down, that like for some people, this is a risk, this is a mental issue, a problem. But like I said, for me, I don't really care. And for me, it's always better to be completely empty and maybe a little bit hungry. It doesn't bother me, and I know that I'm of perfect health, so my body will balance everything I need perfectly, all my blood sugar, everything. And that one day of not eating is not going to affect me in a way, to stress me, but it will give me more blood I can use in the dive, because my stomach or my intestines will not need any blood at all. So I will feel better,
Exactly.
and at the same time, I can get more air, a little bit more air into my lungs if I don't have anything in my stomach.
Of course, yes. You have more empty spaces in your tummy, so you can put in more
Yeah.
air in the lungs. Exactly. Just do it in translation, come back to you. دوستان رژیم غذایی خاصی میگم، الان توضیح قبلیشون هم در ارتباط با همین بود. یعنی بی ربط نبود. رژیم غذایی خاصی برای رشته‌های خاص نداریم، ما فقط برای استاتیک، فقط برای استاتیک یه مقدار خاص‌تره. مثلا میگن زمانی که شما می‌خواید مکسیمم رو، یعنی اون بیشترین مقدار استاتیکتون انجام بدید، یک هفته قبلش نباید غذا بخورید. ولی برای روزهای مسابقه مثلا رشته‌های دیگه پیشنهاد میکنن یک روز قبلش غذا بخورید. میگن چون معده خالی تر باشه، خون دور معده کمتره و خون به بافته حیاتی میرسه. و اینکه حالا برای بعضیا که ممکنه مثلا قند خونشون یه مقدار پایین باشه، تاپ اتلیت‌ها، یعنی اون که کلاس خیلی بالایی دارن قواسی میکنن، شاید ممکنه یک مقداری قند نیاز اینا باشه، ولی به طور کل خیر نیازی نیستش. Okay, you said not eating for 1 week for best performance in apnea, static apnea. So what do you mean by that? I mean, nothing means absolutely nothing, just only water, or?
I don't have any personal experience with this. I'm more a dynamic diver, and with normal eating and normal training, I don't train much static, so my PB is close to 9 minutes. But so I think maybe if I would try and not eat for a week or so to get tapered well, I guess I could move that to close to 10 minutes maybe. So, but then I would probably also fall in my form for dynamic disciplines. Um, Yeah, I'm not personally experienced in that, but yes, I know some of them that in extreme examples will not eat anything and drink only water. I suppose also some micronutrients, electrolytes and stuff like that, just to keep things going. But yeah, it makes sense. It's logical to do that if you are a static specialist.
اوکی. دوستان میگن که در ارتباط با همون بحث استاتیک آپنیا، میگن چیز تخصصی ایشون نیست، بیشتر داینامیک کار میکنن روی بحث استاتیک آپنیا. میگن بله که میدونن که حالا به این شکل انجام میدن، مثلا یک هفته چیزی نمیکنن، بیشتر مثلا الکترولیت ها رو مصرف میکنن که حالا یه مقداری در اصل نمک افته به قول معروف الکترولیت خون پیدا نکنن. اما بله، برای اینکه بتونن تاپ پرفورمنس رو برن، هستن که حالا مثلا یک هفته غذا نمیخورن و این کار رو بتونن انجام بدن. خودشون هم دوست ندارن این کار رو انجام بدن، چون برای رشته دیگه‌ای که انجام میدن ممکنه باعث ضعف بشه این مقداری که افت بکنه. Okay, that was great. The sixth question is off topic, but I think we had the answer by now already, because you said about practicing and exercising all the time. So is it possible to do all recreational courses, all levels? I mean, for example, like in Molchanov, from level 1, wave 1 to wave 3, or in AIDA, level 1 to level 4. For people with overweight problems, and how? Is it possible that people that they have this issue, overweight issue?
It's very, very interesting question, especially today. So yes, definitely. And last year I was a guest coach for I'm not sure if you have it there or maybe you watched it, the All You Can Eat. What's it called? The Biggest Loser is the name of the show, where
Yes.
they get like teams of extremely obese people Those are like people from 150 to 200 kilos. And then they take them through several months of practicing in order to get them to normal weight. And for one of those trainings, I've had them on a single day freediving course, and they were all able to perform and like normal population. So it was completely the same. In the water, it didn't bother them that they were overweight, and it was fun for them. So it should be very good for people for larger people. I've had no problem with that so far, but just today I was at one meeting and we were discussing a new research about freediving and people with increased body index to see is it beneficial or could it be harmful for them. So hopefully if we do the research, I will have a very much better answer on that question. And then we can go back to that subject. So that's going to be researched very soon at a very high scientific level. But so far in my experience, I've had no trouble with that at all. And also from my experience, it's very, very easy to lose weight with freediving drills. So with freediving, there is so much stress on your nervous system, which is something that spends most calories. And there is also stress on your enzyme system, on your buffering system, on your lactic system, so there's so many things being taxed because you're way out of your comfort zone more than in other sports, and your metabolism is at a very high impact here. So your calorie consumption is actually enormous, especially when you pass that point that you're bothered with CO2 and you can really push the CO2 trainings and even get to some hypoxic state. So it's very, very easy once you get to that state to lose weight. It's like people just melt down in the pool. And the athletes know this best when they come from some other sport and start freediving, and then right away they lose like 5 kilos.
So as you say, when someone with overweight starts to learn freediving from zero, it will be like a normal weighted person when they finish freediving courses, as you said, because they
I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, if they start at wave 1 and then they go through wave 3, I'm sure they will lose some weight. I'm positively sure they will lose some weight, because in order to get to wave 3, you need to do 75 meters in the pool. And in order to learn how to get to 75 meters in the pool, you need to go through some pool drills. And those pool drills, they burn you out completely. It's like very, very taxing. It's much more stressful than walking, running, or something that you're used to. And you can imagine this. When you're out of air, your nervous system takes so much energy. And this energy, if you don't have anywhere else to back it up, then you can take it from your fat and you just melt.
Just to do a quick translation, I had one question in my mind, so I would like to ask you. دوستان در ارتباط با این خارج از موضوع بود سوال آخر، که آیا تمام دوره‌های غواصی آزاد برای افرادی که مشکلات اضافه وزن دارن امکان پذیر است و چرا؟ ایشون میگن بله، یه شوی هست که در آمریکا ضبط میشد به اسم بیگست لوزر. بیگست لوزر مربوط به کسایی بود که مثلا خیلی اضافه وزن داشتن، می‌بردن توی گروه شوی تلویزیونی بوده که 2 ماه تیمشون کار می‌کرد، بهشون برنامه میداد، هر کی بیشتر وزن کم می‌کرد اون برنده میشد. میگه یه همچین چیزی رو ما باهاشون امتحان کردیم توی بحث غواصی آزاد. میگه به راحتی تونسته بودن این کارو انجام بدن. بعد یه مسئله دیگه هم که هست، میگن همین غواصی آزاد برای کسی که اضافه وزن خیلی کمک می‌کنه. مثل این میمونه که چون لول‌های آنزیم ها و اینکه اون استرسی که هست، استرس توی سیستم عصبی، استرس توی در لازم منتالی، خیلی کمک میکنه به سوخته شدن کالری‌ها. حالا تمریناتی که توی اسف داشتن میگه حتی باعث میشه که دوستانی که شروع میکنن تا بخوان تمام بکنن، حتی ممکنه خیلی هم اضافه، یعنی مقداری هم اضافه وزنشون از دست بدن، ولی از لحاظ شدنی بودنش بله میشه این کار انجام داد. So you said that it's possible that, for example, for overweight people, that they can complete from level 1 to level 3 weight. I mean, with just a little bit, maybe it accompanies with losing some weight, as you said.
Yeah, they will definitely lose some weight in the process. I'm pretty sure. Unless they are very, very talented, then maybe they won't.
And they can do everything without any losing 1 kilo.
Yes, if they are
That's
mentally strong enough. It's not, freediving is not that hard physically, but it's very hard mentally. And like doing something mentally really, really, it takes some calories. It's also work. Mental work is also work, like physical work.
So I mean, our mind can take us there. I mean,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
خیلی مسئله جالبی بود. ایشون هم اعتقادش اینه که خیلی قضیه ذهنیه و میگن ذهن کاری که انجام میده، ذهنی که شما رو میبره در اصل، و اینکه با یک مقداری حالا تمرین و اینها شاید تاثیر داشته باشه، ولی واقعا یه فعالیت ذهنیه و خیلی کالری سوخته میشه دیگه بحث فعالیت ذهنیش. And it was, I mean, interesting for me that you find the last question interesting yourself, and but I mean, it was something in my own mind, that what's your opinion about the sixth question, the last question? But you said that you are, there has been working, other people working on this subject to see how it affects the health of the people that they're doing this, and with the overweight problem.
I think no one has ever researched that, so we will be the first.
No, I mean, it's going on by you.
I will be a part of the team that will probably, I mean, it still needs to go through financing and ethical committee, and there's a lot of steps to get to the research, and then when you have the research, there's a lot of steps to get to conclusions and to get published. But yeah, hopefully we will have some new information, not only for the overweight people, but also for us freedivers, just to see how things work on a cellular level while we're freediving and after we freedive.
Amazing. And you will let us know the results.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for the answers. Sorry if, there wasn't, it's not that much specific on, specific subjects. It's more general questions because we would like to, other people, they know about the sports in general. So they have this mentality before, if they want to start it or if they want to proceed and make it better in the future. So I think it helped them a lot. And thank you so much for your time. And if you want to add anything to this discussion, please.
Well, actually, yeah, it was quite interesting because usually when people want to talk about food and dieting, that's they're so boring with the questions. But this was actually quite interesting, and some questions surprised me, and that's good. Yeah, that's always good to
I'm happy that you're happy.
To have some new topics. And I don't know, what do you have a freediving school in Iran?
I'm the first freedive teacher in Iran. I did my course. If you know him, Richard Wonka in Thailand, is a part of the educational committee of AIDA as well. And Oli Kristen also he's a student for the instructor course. So he knows him well. Okay.
And you have a school or?
We are opening a school, actually. We had this permission now from the Kish Free Zone office, which is in charge in Kish Island. I'm living on an island, Kish Island. I think if you just do a quick search on Google for Kish Island, Kish Island.
So that's in the south?
In south of Iran, yes, in the Persian Gulf. And it's quite a small island, 90 square kilometers. And it's the most established, I can say, city in Iran. And it's the most well-established city in Iran. So
what do you mean established?
It's, everything. The quality of life, everything is much better. I think if you come to Tehran, you see how crazy they drive in Tehran. This is not the case here. It's much, much better. It's well, like what you can see over there in Europe and other countries. And if you honor us and come to Kish Island once, maybe we have to finish the school first. We are in the process of building the place. We haven't started yet. We had some issues with the Kish Free Zone office, which it will be over soon. And then we start to make the place, and we will send you an invitation if you.
I would love to come.
Yes.
Iran was a very nice country in my memory, with very nice people, very
Thank you
interesting
so much.
things to see. And I didn't go to south. I didn't
Mhm.
have time. I was around north and central. But yes, while I was there, I already knew that when I have time, I need to come back.
For
And
sure.
I see some new rock climbing developing, and because with some friends now, they send stuff, and I see that it's
Really?
developing, and I'm very happy that freediving is developing as well. And if you have good conditions, and I think you should have in the Persian Gulf, like what kind of depth do you have, and what's the visibility and temperature?
Uh, it has to be reachable first, because if you want to go deeper, you have to go further from the shore.
Yeah.
So around the island, Kish Island, you can reach up to 55, 60 meters of depth, and maximum, I think. But if you go like further, like 20 kilometers, 15 kilometers, you can reach up to 80 to 85, 90 meters of depth. But the visibility,
That's a
I'm not
lot.
sure about. I've never been more than 50. My max was 40 something, 47, 46, 47.
And you
And
can reach 50, 60 from shore?
no, it's like 1.5 kilometer, like to maximum 2 kilometers. It's not from
Oh,
shore, actually,
so
yeah.
you
But it's
still need a
close.
boat.
Yes, yes, of
Okay,
course. Yeah, every school here teaching, they have the boat. So I mean, it's normal. There's something absolutely normal.
cool. What's the temperature of the water?
Uh, I just do a translation, quick translation, come back to you because
Yeah.
there's this. داریم یه خوشوبشی میکنیم چون آقای ویتمون اومدن ایران، ظاهرا دوستانی دارن تو بحث صخره‌نوردی. اینا خیلی جالب شد. ایران هم خیلی دوست دارن، ایرانی‌ها هم خیلی دوست دارن. ما داریم خوشوبشی میکنیم. من راجع به جزیره کیش بهشون گفتم که شرایط اینجا چه جوریه. الان دارن راجع به دریا میپرسن. حالا براتون توضیح میدم. قبلا جنوب ایران نیومدن. ولی حتما حالا دعوتشون میکنیم برای بحث کلوپ غواصی آزاد اینا بود که صحبت کنیم. Sorry, you were saying? What did you ask?
What's the temperature of the water?
Okay, it's varying. It's not like the ocean. For example, if you go to Southeast Asia, it remains like 20 something degree, maybe maximum. It will reach up 2 more degrees, or it will come down like 2 degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But here, no. It can reach up at the shore. It can reach up to 30 few centigrades, like 34, 35 centigrades for
Really?
sure.
That
Yeah.
that warm?
Yes, and
That's super
in
warm.
winter, yes, and in winter it can go down like 20 degrees Celsius.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yes, the
Okay, but still
variation of the
drivable.
temperature is a lot. They have done a research about the corals that they live here in the Persian Gulf, and because they can resist all these extreme temperature changes. It's not something normal for the corals. And beside that, we have the pollution, like oil pollution, like other metal, like lead pollution and other stuff. They can resist all that. They are adapted to that. So they have come here and took the corals and take it outside of the Gulf, of the Persian Gulf, to have them spawned and to produce more. I think for the rest of the world they want to use, and they are doing research on the corals. Yeah.
You have a thermocline?
Sometimes yes, if you go somewhere deep in the middle of the sea, you can feel the thermoclines. For example, sometimes we do like spearfishing and stuff in middle of the sea in the oil rigs, and I could feel that over there much more. But close to the island, when the temperature is changing, I mean it's the time for the temperature change, which is in autumn, and the other way is in springtime, which the temperature changes, you can feel the thermoclines. Yes, it's not. I mean, the currents is not that much extreme between thermoclines, but you can feel. For example, from like 26, 7 centigrades, suddenly you go down to like 21, 22 centigrades sometimes.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
If
Yeah,
you,
when you finish the school, send me a message, and there are some actually. I think we, I think I found some really cheap flights. I don't know where from, but maybe from Budapest, something like that.
Mhm,
There was, we'll see when this crisis is over if their low budget airlines will still exist. Hopefully
mhm.
they will. And
Nice.
yeah, sure, why not? I would like to come back and to check out. I've never been in the Persian Gulf for diving, so I would like to see how it looks.
It's actually very nice because you know about Iran and you have been here. This is something that you are not unfamiliar with the Iranian people and also our culture, I guess. And as you said, you have Iranian friends as well, I guess. You said
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've met so many people when I was there. Everyone was very friendly to like greet us, show us around, and
Yeah.
it was a very nice experience. We didn't have any like bad experience, and the
Hmm.
country is so big that you can find anything, and the food was also interesting, and
I think you had
yeah,
kebab.
yeah, I liked pretty much everything. Now, when I was there, I ate meat, but I stopped eating meat like 1.5 years ago, and you had a question about that in the beginning.
Hmm.
So I haven't seen any difference in performance. So I didn't stop eating for anything, just for moral reasons and ecology reasons.
Hmm.
So that's the only reason why I stopped eating meat, not for performance.
Hmm.
And I didn't see I see my performance levels very precisely, so it was completely the same level of performance with meat and without meat, so it's all the same.
So just do a quick transition about that because it's related to our subject and then come back to it
Yeah,
again. دوستان میگن که ایشون گوش نمیکنن، گوشخوار نیستن، گیاهخوار شدن، ولی میگن به خاطر مسئله زیست محیطی گیاهخوار شدن، نه به خاطر مسئله ورزشیشون. و اینکه هیچ چیزی احساس نکردن، یعنی هیچ تغییری احساس نکردن و اینکه همون توانایی که داشتن خب همچنان هنوز هست و هیچ چیزی تغییر نکرده، فقط تنشه. بعد راجع به خاطرشون تو ایران که خیلی گوشت خوردن، راجع به کباب من صحبت کردن، گفتن اومده بودن و اینجوری شد که رسیدیم به این موضوع که گفتم در ارتباط با بحث بهتون میگم. Yes, you were saying, sorry. I
yeah,
think we
that's
have
pretty
like
much
six
it.
minutes to reach 1 hour. So if you want to say anything or we have, if you like to do a chit chat till the session is ended, so you're our guest.
Yeah, we that's pretty much it. We covered everything. It's 6 minutes is not enough to open a new subject. I'm
Okay.
hoping we will get a lot more athletes and recreational freedivers from Iran. Hopefully, some of them will visit Europe, and I really hope that many people from Europe will visit Iran because I really think it's a country with huge potential. I mean, it's a huge country. I don't think people here realize how big Iran is as a country and as a culture, and how many people are there. So yeah, as for me, always like exploring stuff, whether in sport or in geography or whatever, is always nice. So I hope others will like explore as well.
that's, that's
And
great.
for me, like from personal and business perspective, it's always good to open new markets. And it's just more free divers we have, the more we will learn, the better results we will have.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's only good for everyone. And it's a really, really nice sport that you can practice like up to a very old age, and it's safe. You don't get broken bones from free diving.
Exactly. Yes. And how did you find our live? I mean, the questions, everything. Did you? I mean, yourself? Because I never asked anyone else prior you. So how did you find them? I mean, was it like point of your interest as well, or you just find it like normal? To be honest.
It was nice. It's a very friendly atmosphere, non-formal. So I like that. So that's always nice. I don't like when I feel very formal or judging or something. So this is really cool. Like just a little chat about freediving and food and stuff like
Okay,
that.
that's great. So then
Hopefully it was helpful.
my pleasure that you had this opinion. Okay, thank you so much, and we hope to see you soon in Iran, and we can go dive together maybe once.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're waiting for that. Okay, if there is anything, or otherwise, just say goodbye and see you soon. Again.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Okay, bye bye. See you. خب دوستانی که هنوز هستن، ما آخرش گپ گفتمان دوستانه کردیم راجع به ایران و اینکه ایشون خیلی ظاهرا علاقه‌مندن به کشور ما و اینکه دوست دارن بیان و این خیلی خوبه که ما میتونیم نظرات این دوستان رو بدونیم در خصوص کشورمون، کسی که اومده. خب این یه ذهنیت دیگه درست میکنه برای حالا که مهمانان دیگه، کسانی دیگه که یه مقدار تفکرات مسته‌تر دارن نسبت به کشور ما و امیدوارم که یه نقطه شروع خوبی باشه برای تغییرات توی سیستم غواصی آزاد و این برخوردها و این در از این چجوری بگم باعث بشه که این پیشرفت بکنه و اینکه هم کشورمون هم سربلند باشه، دوستان بیشتری بیان کشور ما برای این کار و واسه افتخار خود من شخصا هست. امیدوارم که لذت برده باشید. دوستان این ویدیو 24 ساعت آنلاین میمونه، میتونید ببینید. And okay, Santivia. Okay, thank you so much, Santivia, for the comments that you're putting up there, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And the rest of the English speaking people that they have joined our live show, thank you so much as well, and see you soon. And welcome to Iran whenever you want to come. You're welcome. خب دوستان تشکر میکنم از همتون، ممنون، سپاسگزارم. 24 ساعت ویدیو میمونه ولی دانلود میشه، احتمالاً یه نسخه‌ش هم توی آپارات آپلود میشه برای دوستانی که میخوان بعداً ببینن. خیلی ممنون که وقتتون رو به ما دادین. متشکرم. به زودی ببینمتون. خدا نگهدار.